Alrighty then, so hello everybody. Welcome to another Godslayer vlog. I think the last one was 6, so this one is probably 7. That's wild, and I've only got a few more of these to go before I'm just done with Godslayer. When I'm graduated and am having an existential crisis over what to do with my life now. So yeah. Anyway, this month was kind of a wild ride in terms of like doing some more assets because I didn't have school at the start of the semester and I had some stuff I needed to fix, and then moving into animating. So there's a wild variety of shit that I did this month. Yeah, also you may note, I have some nice expression tracking finally on Android, so yay, precision tracking. So I've got more expressions. We'll see how that turns out. Hopefully it's not garbage. Anyway, so this first part of things, I'm basically just finishing up assets. And then I'm moving into basically fixing Ace's face. Because he's got like some really bad geometry in there, and then also he just didn't look manly enough. So I was like, how do I fix this? So yeah, you'll see me basically going in and sculpting and reworking Ace's face, and also trying to like reattach things basically. Why did I record that lo-fi video? I probably should have retopologized his eyebrows and his eyelashes while I was doing that. But honestly, I didn't think of it at the time. I didn't have the patience, and also my symmetry broke, so I did the thing where I just deleted half the model and then sewed it back together. Because you know what? Screw it, that works. So yeah, and then I had to like just slide some bits around to fine-tune things, patch his face together. That way I had like some halfway decent geometry before I went in and retopologized. Woo! I feel like I'm slowly getting better at retopologizing things. Also, here's me working with a draw over from my professor. She was kind enough to be like, here's what it is. And I'm like, some of that would probably break things, so I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah. I don't have like much more to say on the topic of, I guess, retopologizing, but you know, it's almost done. So I'll be back in just a moment. Hey, so do you remember how I resculpted Ace's blend shapes for like a 3rd time at one point? Well, since I changed his face geometry, I had to do it again! Ah! Oh my god. You know what the worst part is? Some of these don't even work. Some of these don't even work yet, and I'm having problems with Maya where it crashes if I set keys on them when the value is higher than 1. Like if the value changes, it just crashes, which sucks because it means I can't do any facial animation right now. But hopefully I'll figure out what's wrong with it, or I won't. At the end of the day, it's a school project, so yeah. and also it's my first film. So, you know, while it would be nice to get all of these things working, look, if I don't have time to sit around and figure out what's wrong with things right now, so I'm kind of just putting off doing the facial animation at this point and just working with what I can. But I mean, I'm very happy with how these blend shapes turned out. These blend shapes in particular look nice, and they went much faster than the other ones. You see me here also fixing Ace's wrists. Mostly, again, his blend shapes and his wrists are like the worst parts of this rig for me. I seriously, if I could go back and change one thing about how I like done Godslayer, I wish that I like paid someone else to rig this so badly, like to model and rig it. I wish I could have just passed off my concept art and been like, go! I'll do all the textures. Anyway, also because I changed Ace's face, I had to redo his face textures because he needed new UVs. So that's the worst thing about having bad geometry, honestly. So yeah, you see me going in and working on this. There's some problems with the texture where, because I didn't quite cut things right for like being attached to his eyebrows and his eyelashes and such, where it like overlaps with his skin, and that's not particularly good. So I might, no, I can't auto unwrap and then use the other stuff. I wish I could copy UV maps easily to another thing. So yeah. Here I am doing yet another quick asset. I decided, since I learned that you could render in layers in Maya, I decided that instead of making a skybox, I would make just a background for the graveyard area and then composite it in later. So yeah, and here I am finally doing those like tombstones for the one back and converting over a lot of the textures for the memorial, finally. So yeah, this is actually finally close to what the final look will be. So that's nice. The problem is that I built them all as like hardware rendering and I didn't learn about Arnold. Oh yeah, and then I didn't do all of my weight painting. So yeah, here's me. Basically, I'm finally doing final spline animation, which took me 80 bajillion years to get to, but it's here. And my god, when I'm moving things over to spline, I'm realizing that my blocking pass isn't as much of a train wreck as I thought it was. So yeah, a lot of these I'm also converting over the graveyard textures to Arnold materials finally. And the way that I found to actually be able to get transparency on my textures is I have to do a standard surface with a, oh my goodness, with an alpha channel, or with an alpha map. I can't like hook it into the AI2 engine. Usually, if it doesn't have any like transparency needs, like the ground or the gravestones, I'll just make another like tune material like I use for Ace. But, because that's just a little bit faster and I don't have to make an alpha channel for it. But yeah, so here I am animating things. I didn't do a lot of fine tuning on Ace's walk itself, but I'm basically going in and doing like some secondary animation and pushing things a touch farther, and a little itty bitty bit of like fine tuning poses. We've got our first like board review on the last day of this month, tomorrow. I didn't know when it would be when you're watching this. So I'm basically just gonna kind of wait until I get like critique and feedback rather than trying to stress about getting it perfect and look for mistakes myself. Hello there! Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. That's super cool with you. If you enjoyed it, if you could like, comment, subscribe, all that fun little engagement stuff that helps tell YouTube that this isn't a flaming pile of garbage. And it helps me because I am a channel under 50 subscribers, so it would be really nice to, like, actually hear feedback. If you would like some art from me, you could check out my commissions. I do illustrations and character design and animation, all that fun stuff. If you'd like to support me on a more regular basis and maybe get some discounts on your commissions, consider pledging any amount on Patreon. You'll also get early access to videos like this, and you'll get to see like lots of dumb rambles and screenshots and such when I'm making projects. And if you pledge on Patreon, you can also get your name read out in the credits, just like these lovely folks. Thank you so much to my pursuers, Big Print, Bonnie Schnabel and Danny Jones and Holly King, my Voidwalkers, Lisa Bimbachi and Scarlett Brooks, my Nightmare Eater, David Umiet, my Mythic Sparks, Dakota, King X Link, and Sadie Hartman. Y'all help me out so much. It is unbelievable. And if you'd like to hang out and chat with me live and cause various stream shenanigans, you can check me out on twitch.tv/DaisyToddDraws with an underscore between each. Or just head to the link in the description. That's probably way easier. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!